Hello, this is a continuation of the stroke story and my book, Hope, Recovery, and a New Life. So I was in the hospital, as you heard in the first video, in ICU. The doctor said that my one vocal cord was paralyzed. That was pretty devastating, as I sang in a group called the Starscape Singers with Dr. Kenneth G. Mills as our conductor. We sang at Carnegie Hall 7 times, Lincoln Center, Roy Thompson Hall, 5 major European tours. And here, this doctor is saying my one vocal cord is paralyzed. So I didn't believe him. And yet, doctors will say certain things. As I said in my first video, the original prognosis was I wouldn't be able to eat on my own without a feeding tube, speak without a tracheotomy, and possibly not even walk. So, how I passed those various tests, I would say through grace, through support from friends and family, and from having a spirit of not saying any of those things, really take stock in my body. I had one statement I loved from Mary Baker Eddy of Christian Science. She said, "Keep your mind so filled with life, truth, and love that sin, disease, or death cannot enter." Another one was from Kenneth Mills, who said, "Prayer is activity dedicated to realization." So I knew I had to be active, and each of those tests were passed. Dr. Yang, Christine Yang, from the Elizabeth Briere Hospital, came in one day and said that I had passed the first test and that my tracheotomy could be removed. So that was a fantastic day. And the first thing I did was tell a joke. The nurse laughed. My wife was there. She laughed. And she was so relieved because it showed that my mind was still present. Uh, Even though it seemed kind of ridiculous to tell a joke, it was important because it relieved her tension. And I was so grateful just to hear sound coming out of my mouth. The next test was the feeding tube, and I had to go and see if I could swallow. So I went to the downstairs and they took a picture of my throat and lungs to see if I could swallow. So I was able to take a little bit of water, which before that I could not even have water. I would dream of a single drop of spring water on my tongue. And I thought how great that would be. And then I thought of some raspberries crushed up and put on a spoon and taking that down. And they were just dreams at that point. But I had my second fluoroscopy test, and they were able to give me some pudding, and I could swallow it. Then the third test came a couple of days later, swallowing peaches and juice, and I flunked that. I couldn't do it. So finally, My speech therapist said, Terry, we saw your tests. You passed it. You can have breakfast, lunch, and dinner tonight. And I almost fell over. You can't imagine what that was like after 55 days of not having any solid food, and suddenly I could eat. That was amazing to me. So I wrote a poem called The First Supper. I found writing poems and beautiful ideas and putting my attention more on beauty and the wonder of this world rather than on my body was a wonderful way to heal. So that was one of the secrets, is that you put your attention on something outside of yourself, whether it's another individual, whether it's a poem, any kind of writing, or in my case, painting. And that's what I did. So I did a lot of writing in the hospital. So by the time I got home, writing a book was pretty effortless, as if it had already written itself. So there are more ideas to come, but I thought I would share this soundbite, and it will reveal more of what I was able to do and still am doing in this video. I'm so grateful to be able to speak. So it's my one way of giving back to all those who supported me and to you, my viewers, to give you hope that it is possible to pass through the door of a stroke and come out the other side in a elevated way. So have a good day and talk to you on the next video. Bye.